Hello everyone, and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7, episode number 58 of what is becoming a very long playthrough of this game. But anyway, this is the second video in the 5 or so that will come out of update 1.40, and today we'll be getting into a lot of the new cars. First of all, we are heading to Watkins Glen and the longer variation of the circuit. And we're going to be driving the Tesla Model 3 that was added in this game, in this update. So we'll see how it goes. I have already done this race a number of times, and in fact this is actually a re-recording, because to begin with, when I first did this, I could not actually win this race in this car, hence why you just saw me turn the difficulty down to the minimum, because this is a really tough race, even on the lowest difficulty setting. So yeah, you'll notice we have a very, very mixed up field of cars. We've got the tractor on our right, the Ford Roadster, as you may wish to call it. But anyway, we've got the Super Silhouette there as well, not in its Tomica livery, interestingly enough. So yeah, this is a really unusual field of cars, but it's great. It's almost more like an online lobby. But nope, this is a genuine career mode race with a wacky lineup of cars as we find the barrier there. That was absolutely brilliant. We've got the old Ferrari, I believe that was a Spa 24-hour winner or something, that car, I'm not sure. But anyway, going way faster than it ever did in the 1950s, that is for certain. We are really struggling at the moment though, and the Super Silhouette gets back past, but we should be able to make the move back down the inside, hopefully. Not quite there at the moment. The Tesla is, of course, being an electric car, very, very heavy. It's like 1.8 tons, so it's not light, it's not nimble, and this race has a hard PP limit of 600, so there's no turning it up, and I'm pretty sure the tyres are restricted as well to just the super softs, so you can't go putting different tyre compounds on, trying to find pace elsewhere, nothing like that. So you really have limited scope to work with. But anyway, we're trying to get ourselves back into the fight, a little bit wide there, as we are make the move down the inside of the Ferrari. We've now got a Radical in front of us, which just shows the weirdness of this entire field. We're still ahead of the Roadster, and they are one of the fastest cars on circuit, so long as we can stay ahead of them, we should be alright. And I think we have better pace than everyone else, but that Roadster is stupid fast, especially in a straight line, but it's not too bad in the corners either. I think we're slightly faster in the corners, but it's not by much, and their straight line speed more than makes up for it. So anyway, we've been driving a little bit clumsy in this race so far, mostly just due to the weight of this car and how much it doesn't want to turn. And overall, I have to say I didn't really enjoy the driving experience in this. There is absolutely zero sensation of speed at all whatsoever. You could be doing 50, you could be doing 250, it feels exactly the same. Huge slide there. Actually pulled the handbrake to see if we could get around there, because it was just understeering so badly. And yeah, we drifted again at the next corner. So yeah, we're struggling at the moment in this race. Here it is on replay, and yeah, we're just drifting wider and wider, so I thought I'll pull the handbrake and see what happens. And yeah, we sort of lost out in the end there. So yeah, no time to be gained drifting through the carousel there. But anyway, cars ahead are scrapping us out, and we've got a good run here. We might be able to maybe make an overtake. We'll look to the outside of the penultimate corner, and we'll try and swing this all the way around and move ourselves up one more position, and we get it done and up into P5 ahead of the Silvia K's. And now we look ahead to the Corolla 11. Maybe for once two cars in this race that seem would belong on the track together. But anyway, as we get a nice run on the exit, we'll get past the old Corolla and move ourselves up another position. Still 3 cars left to go in front of us though, so plenty of work left to do. Mitsubishi Lancer up next, and then ahead of the Lancer is a Mini running in 2nd position in this race, just behind an A45 AMG. So yes, a very much mixed up field. We boxed the Lancer in behind the Mini because I think they were about to get a run there. So I did that a little bit intentionally to make sure the Lancer wouldn't get a run, because I know they're going to be pretty quick as well. There's no such thing as a slow Lancer as we come through, and again pull the big slide through there and control it much more nicely this time. Get a fairly decent drift out of it. So who knows, maybe this thing is not so much circuit racing. Maybe it's a good drift car. I'm certainly not qualified to judge that. Anyway, we're putting the pressure on the Mini at the moment, but they did a good job to hold on to the position into the kind of U-turn there. But now we'll see if we can get a run as we rejoin the NASCAR layout of the circuit into the wall there, just trying to carry the same speed as the cars in front, and there's just no way we can do that. We're just too heavy. We just need to use the straight line speed, use the runoffs to carry some more momentum when we can. Stadium Super Truck style, no track limits here as we get the run onto the straight. Now we're building up the speed and we'll be able to get past the little Mini, and we can set our sights on the A45 Mercedes in front. So hopefully we'll be able to get this done and get away before the Ford Roadster catches up, because I know that car is going to turn up at some point. There's a few cars between us now as we make the move around the outside of the A45, and we take the lead here at Watkins Glen on the final lap. We just need to watch out for the Ford now, but at the moment it looks like we're going to be okay. Little beep of the horn there as we are pulling away from the car behind. We continue on then to just 3 corners to go in this race, and the A45 sends it up the inside, far out. Last of the late breakers there, which tried to match him for mid-corner speed and drift wide. And now look, the Roadster down the inside. The old tractor gets through. We're going to barge back through, and it's an aggressive bit of driving there, but that's what you get for messing around with 1.8 tons of Tesla as we bring it around the final corner. And we're going to lead the way to the line. I told you that Roadster would come through, but it's not quite going to be enough. We fought back aggressively there, but this has been a really, really tough race to complete. That was on the lowest difficulty, and even then that was really, really hard. And yeah, in that car, if I drove a normal car it would have been a lot easier, but anyway, we got a 4-star roulette ticket, and from that ticket I just thought this was funny. We happened to get a stage 5 weight reduction, not for the Tesla, but it is probably the one upgrade that would help that car most. It was for a Dodge Viper. But speaking of Dodge, that brings us to the next car that we are going to drive, the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. And this thing is crazy. It has a lot of horsepower. I can't remember the exact number, but it's stupid. And with plenty of upgrades on it, we can get some good top speed out of it, and that is what is going to be important for this race. An unusual rule set for this one: sports soft tyres mandatory again, a minimum horsepower of 788, maximum PP of 720, so you can't just pack all the upgrades on. And then no nitrous, which makes sense because this race is all about top speed and getting as much out of the car in a straight line as possible, which coincidentally suits this car very, very well, especially when it is upgraded significant amounts. So yeah, this should be a very interesting one, and we'll see how this goes. Special stage Route X, just 2 corners which you don't even need to slow down for at all. An absolutely flat out very long circuit as the jet plane flies it very low over the circuit. They're quite a dangerous airport to come into land at here at Special Stage Route X. It's probably a captain's only airport, I would imagine. You need like a special license to land here because you fly literally like, I don't even know, about a meter above some of these light poles. I've looked at it in replay cameras. It is ridiculously close how plane that gets to crashing into something. But anyway, we are fighting our way through the field, just bump drafting the Huayra there. Toyota Supra flying along. I wager that thing has an engine swap, and I'm pretty sure one of the Supras, or a couple of them even, have the Pagani Huayra engine swap. So makes sense why that thing is so quick. But we found our way to the front. You'll notice no rear wing on this car. We've taken that off to just make this thing as streamlined as possible. But that will make it a little bit sketchy in the corners, but we've tried our best to turn this thing into a straight line machine. And look at that, they're going 5 wide behind as we approach the corner. They'll start to get themselves sorted, but that was kind of crazy to see. We're going to go quite high on the banking here. We've been turned around, and that is a massive disaster. Cars going everywhere, and my goodness, that is a big crash. Holy moly. That come unstuck so suddenly. The slightest of contacts, and we're done. There's no way we can recover from this, because the race is all about top speed. Everyone's got a roughly similar top speed. It's going to be, you know, a race of drafting. There's no way we can recover from this. We do push on to the end, but we are going to finish way down the order, and we'll only end up in 14th position. So yeah, that was crazy. I was bump drafting that GTR all the way to the end as well. But yeah, couldn't even get past them, you know, on the run to the line. So yeah, there was just no way of catching up after that. So we are going to need a flawless race. So we're going to go again and see if we can do it. But yeah, that shows just how on edge this is. At any moment things can come unstuck, so we need to be very careful, and we need to make sure we don't you know let anyone else tag us around into a spin. Hopefully we can, if we can create a little goodness me, if we can create a little bit of a gap into the corners, and try and run a lower line, we shouldn't have any issues. So maybe that is the plan. But anyway, along the straight we are absolutely flying along, as we are just trying to push through into the slipstream and trying to steal it away from the car beside. And the top speed of this car, very, very good at the moment. We are very steadily sitting on, we're just getting over 420 kilometers an hour now, 430 as we head into the slipstream and sort of down the other side of the bridge there. And we are absolutely flying along downhill here, and not quite getting up to 240, but I imagine with slipstream and maybe longer gear ratios, you might be able to do that. We are topping out at the moment as we head along, and there's still like a 4 wide battle going on in front of us. The Bugatti dropping out of it, strangely enough, as we are in the slipstream just trying to make these moves, and the GTR pushing ahead into the lead, but we're going to make the move to the right hand side and we get it done. So we're up into the lead now, and we have the inside running for the corner, so let's just try and keep things smooth and steady through here. It's a really fine margin, no aggressive inputs to the steering, and you can see we drift all the way up the racetrack there. That's just the car getting a bit unstable and just letting the banking catch the car. There's plenty of banking up high, so even if you do start to lose control and you can't, you know, put the required steering input to make it around the corner, you can always rely on the upper part of the circuit. But we actually tapped the top wall there. That cost us a bit of time and momentum. We were lucky to save it though, and we still run in the top pack. So we just need to stay in the slipstream, get the run back on the cars ahead as we head along now the back straight, and we'll see if we can get back through as we catch up in the slipstream of the GTR. We'll look to the right hand side, and along the straight we will zoom on through and move ourselves back up into the race lead. And now we will see if we can leave the others to scrap it out behind. Not really sure what to do here, and I actually just had a nice genius idea. We'll pull all the way off to the right, and they will not come over for the slipstream, so hopefully that is enough. to, oh, now he's coming over, to break away. So yeah, we are 90% off the track here, trying to break the slipstream. Now fully off the road, trying to break that toe, and it is steadily working for us, and we are dropping the group behind, so we just barely have enough straight line speed in hand. But yeah, there are more cars coming, and they can start to sort of working together. And yeah, this is going to be an intense finish to this one. Everyone is on top of each other, heading into the next bank corner. It's a little while away yet, but they're going to be onto me by the time we get there. Here they all come. So if they can keep just pushing along like that, we might be in a bit of trouble. We're just going to hold it down on the inside line, and hopefully if they do try to go for the move, they'll have to go the long way around. You can see drifting up a little bit already, then trying to get back down to the inside and run it down as low as we can, try and shorten up the lap distance as much as possible. And then that might just be able to do it for us. Also trying to stay off the traditional racing line to avoid giving them the slipstream, but at the moment we're drifting higher and higher as we get to the exit of the corner. They've all got a big run here. We're just going to go straight ahead to the line. We'll block off the GTR, we'll block them all off, and that'll just about do it for us. But my goodness, that was a close finish. And there are so many cars within a very, very small space there. That was an intense race, and we just about get it done. But less than half a second across the top 8. 1 second covers the entire sort of first page, I guess, the top 12. Goodness me, that is insane. Clean race bonus as well after that one. Very nice, but yeah, that was insane. Next up, from one Dodge to another, and from Challenger to Charger, and from new to old, this is the Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi from 1968. We're heading to Monza to drive this ancient beast of a car, and it is a car I drove at the recent Trans Am round at Blue Moon Bay. But anyway, let's get started in this race. And again, this is a re-recording of the race because originally I couldn't actually win it in this car, but thanks to a tune from Jester for the Trans Am race, I was able to do this properly. Of course, a little bit of chaos at the start because I just bit of a hop over the curbs there. I tried this race so many times that I just decided to make it a bit of a game to see how much chaos I could cause on the start line. But anyway, I didn't realize this until I did it, but when you back out of the race and return to the main menu and go back into it, it puts you against a different field of cars. And what's different about this attempt is I had done that, and the car that had been giving me so much trouble in previous attempts, there was a Nissan Silvia that was just so stupidly fast in a straight line, but apparently he has gone AWOL, so yeah, now things could be a little bit easier, but there are still plenty of very, very fast cars in this field, so we do need to still watch out, and we're still not the fastest thing in a straight line, or in the corners for that matter. But anyway, as we continue to work our way through, starting to wrestle our way past a few cars, or trying to, off the road there, and we drop in behind the Jaguar once more. So, it looks like one of the more threatening cars of the field as we're under pressure from the Mercedes there. It looks like a car that would just smash everything else here, but it really doesn't. It's fast, but it's not the biggest threat in the field, so it's really unpredictable. I mean, it's a bit like the Watkins Glen race where the fastest thing on track is the silly roadster tractor thing. So yeah, it's anyone's guess which cars are actually going to be the best. Certainly not this old Charger though, that's for sure. I'm always wondering if it would have been easier to drive the Tesla here and the Charger at Watkins Glen, but anyway, it's done now. So anyway, we're also on the racing soft tyres, which I have to say is almost a bit weird to be driving, this sort of Trans Am Series style car on the racing softs. Very, very different feeling to driving it on the sports soft tyres. But anyway, as we continue to race on, taking a few liberties with the curbs there, but we'll make the move back down the inside of the Jaguar and move ourselves up another position. Next up in the field, we have a Mazda RX-8, and we're going to give them a bit of a helping hand through the Ascari chicane. I feel like they did not appreciate the assistance though, but regardless, we're going to make the move in a straight line along towards the final corner, not quite making the move to the outside. Perhaps the inside will give us a better opportunity. Light on the brakes, and we should be able to get through here and move ourselves up into third position so far. Continuing on just a few hundred meters up the road, we catch up to the BMW. We're going to make the move down the inside into the first corner, and a bit of contact there with the rough CTR3, but we get through and move ourselves up one position into second, just the race leader to go, and then not far ahead. And again, we move on just a few hundred meters up the road, and we catch up to the rough CTR3, and now we're going to see if we can make the move to the inside, and not going to happen there. So we're pushing all the way through the first Lesmo, and we're going to send them a little bit wide there, a little bit rude, but anyway, we've put ourselves further ahead, and what I'm trying to do is create a bit of gap to the car behind, and hopefully to send them a little bit further back and they can start fighting with the car behind. It didn't really work though, because they've already got the run back on us towards the Ascari chicane. They ran out of time though, and we'll maintain the position for now. To be fair, my plan did kind of work to try and get the other cars behind to start fighting away, but as we continue on to the second Lesmo on the final lap, we're under pressure once again from the CTR3, and we are straight away covering the inside line, and we're actually under pressure from multiple cars here, so we're sort of driving down the sort of middle outside, if that makes any sense, into the chicane, and we managed to hold on to the position. The RX-8 comes through though as we try and snatch that back, goodness me, on the inside line, and we get it done as the rough comes back through as well. So yeah, we are just about holding on to this one with only one corner to go though, so I think we've just about done this. Again, it's a very aggressively fought race, but when you don't have the outright pace, it's just what you got to do. But anyway, we come towards the line now, and it is going to be victory here. But again, this is a race that took me probably over an hour. It was quite the grind to get this one done. This car is very difficult to drive. It's yeah, when you need a car that's probably I'd imagine the RX-8 would be a lot smoother to drive. This one you just have no confidence with in relative terms. With a tune, it's not so bad, but especially stock, like I was trying it in my first attempts months and months ago now. It was very tough to try to get that done. But anyway, let's move on from that race to the next one, which we'll be driving the Lexus LFA, a very nice looking car for this next one. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. A very very well-known supercar, so we'll see how it goes. It's another Clubman Cup Plus race, just like all the others, and yeah, we of course head to Fuji Speedway. What's interesting about these ones is, unlike basically every other race in Gran Turismo history, we do not start at the back. In fact, we're starting fairly close to the front in this one. Not a great launch off the line though, but we'll see what we can do into the first corner, if we can make any kind of progress around the outside, going deep there to try to carry the speed better than some of the other cars that were sort of maybe a bit more pinched on the inside. But anyway, we've made our way into 6th position so far, and we'll see if we can wrestle a few more positions away here through the first few more corners, and we're just about fighting through. We've made our way a little bit aggressively there, but we're up into P4 as yeah, this is already, as you can see, going to be a very changeable race. This is really fun, having, you know, the variety of cars that there are in these Clubman Car Plus races. It's a really cool class to compete in, and some of the most fun races I think they've actually added in the game recently. As difficult as you know, the Watkins Glen and Monza and even the Special Stage Route X races were, they were really challenging, but also just really fun. And just the silliness of some of the other cars. I don't know if we saw it, but there was a Toyota Alphard van racing in at Monza, so there you go. It's just craziness. But anyway, we bring it around the final corner at the end of the first lap. We're up into third position, and as we continue on to the end of the straight, we'll make the big dive, and we'll get through, move ourselves up into P2. We just had so much more top end speed there. We had to go for that move. We got it done, and we're up into P2. The gap to the leader may not have been necessarily large, but it did take us a while to close that down. We'll make the lunge down the inside though, move ourselves up into the race lead here at Fuji Speedway in the Lexus LFA. Still 2 laps to go, and we lose out on the race lead there, so we do need to keep fighting for this one as we bring it around the final corner and try and get the run on the exit. Tried to carry a bit too much speed too early in the corner there, and we get it all the wheels spun up on the exit. So yeah, we're in a world of trouble there, as this might be actually the Silvia Q's that we're having trouble with at Monza, but I'm not sure if it's the same cars that race in this one. But it's the same situation. You can see there they have absolutely no lack of straight line speed in that car. It again takes us a while to get ourselves into a position to make the move. We'll try for it around the outside of the big right-handed sweeper, and we might be able to get it done into this tight left-hander. We're in a bit deep there, but we might just be able to hold on to this as we get it straightened up on the exit. We do finally take the position on the final lap of the race. We'll stay on board and hopefully not make any more mistakes in this one. But this is of course the most difficult sector, so we'll just try to keep things as contained as we can, and hopefully the Silvia won't get back past, but I'm sure it's not too bad in the corners either, that car. But anyway, as we bring it around the final complex, I think we might just have it here, and we're going to drive a little bit on the defensive side there just to make sure they don't go for a big lunge up the inside. I mean, we saw what the A45 did at the end of the Watkins Glen race, how late they went on the brakes into the third to last corner. We're just making sure that doesn't happen as we bring it towards the line, and here comes the big run on the exit, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think we'll just about be able to hold on. It's going to be very close. We had to block that off, and in the end they probably would have got that if we didn't cover. So that was far closer than what I expected. But anyway, we will manage to hold them off with a bit of a cheeky defensive move at the end there. But anyway, that is that. It is now time for a menu book now, and the one we are going to take a look at is the Lexus collection, rather appropriately. So there we go. Congratulations, you've got all 3 cars. This completes your Lexus collection. Once you've collected your presents, I've got some stories to tell you about these cars. And so there we have it. Collection Lexus completed, and a 5-star roulette ticket for our troubles after that one. So let's see what we can learn about these cars. Everybody knows that the story of Lexus, Japan's premium automotive brand, begins in 1989 with the debut of the LS400 luxury sedan. Intent on designing the most exceptional car in the world, the engineers behind the LS aimed to rewrite Toyota's entire playbook for automotive manufacturing. Before ushering their luxury sedan into the world, Toyota built 450 prototypes, which they tested on 5 million kilometers of track. Unveiled in North America in 1989, the premium LS400 offered such quality, comfort and reliability that it is considered a game changer to this day. As a premium car brand, Lexus has continued to take on new challenges throughout the years. One of the most legendary models in Lexus history is the LFA supercar. A FR sports car with a V10 engine mounted midship. Hang on, what? It took nearly a decade to develop. And is especially remembered for its appearance at the Nürburgring 24 Hours. The LFA's achievements were inherited by many Lexus cars that followed it, such as the graceful LC500 and the RCF, which, like the LFA, was a genuine sports car that did not disappoint on the track. This is a wonderful collection that clearly conveys the flame of passion first lit by the legendary Lexus LS400. Alrighty then, that concludes the rather short story of Lexus. Yeah, it wasn't too much detail in that one, just kind of glossed over the last two cars. But anyway, let's spin this roulette ticket and see if we get any kind of a decent prize. 5 stars, so we should expect something good from this one. There's an engine swap there, a couple of cars on offer as well, but we're going to get the Aston Martin ticket. Definitely the worst of the available options. This is something I'm just not going to use. So anyway, that's a slight pain, but we move on from that and we'll focus on the next car, the Mercedes 190e 2.5-16 Evolution 2. Yeah, that's what this thing is called. So anyway, let's take this thing to the track, and what we're actually going to do, I've run out of events basically at this point, so I'm going to take this thing to Tsukuba Circuit. We're going to use the Sophie AI. I didn't even mention that. So the Sophie AI, that was they had a test thing a while ago, quite a while ago, and now it's been added to the game fully. So in these custom races, we can have the Sophie AI only for certain cars and tracks, but it's cool to have in the game nonetheless. So we get to hear all the little beeps and boops again as we go racing here at Tsukuba Circuit. And of course, being the Sophie AI, they are very, very quick and rather aggressive. So we will have to be the same if we want any chance of a decent result in this one. 4 laps of Tsukuba Circuit as we get past the big Tundra there. Not sure what he's doing in this race. That car certainly doesn't seem to fit in with the others, as we're scrapping it out with the Renault Megane and losing out to the Lancer there and the Skyline. So it's all gone wrong in that little sequence. We'll see if we can set up a good exit here and get a good run onto the straight. Bit sideways on the exit though. We don't get the run we desire, but they're about to go 3 wide ahead. Are they really going to do this into the sweeper? They're thinking about it, but they'll at least resolve it to side by side before they get there. So we're going a bit deep and we might just keep it on the road, but not ideal through there as we come around to complete the first lap, dropping off the back of the group ahead of the moment. We're down in P13, so I'm really just hoping we can finish in the top half of the field. That's my target, and we'll see, I guess, as the race plays out how possible that is, and we might adjust our goals one way or the other. But anyway, we've got a good run here, and we'll go for the move around the outside, inside of the left-handed U-turn here. We'll get the move done. I don't know if that's quite tight enough to qualify as a hairpin. I don't know what the difference is. Anyway, we'll come out under the Dunlop sign, and we're up into P12 at the moment, so starting to make a little bit of forward progress in this one as we go late on the brakes, trying to set up a late apex here. Quite risky to do with the Sophie AI because they like to send it up the inside if you leave the door open like that. but we've got a good run along the straight here. We have to take to the grass to be able to get through there. But we're up into the top 10 now, so we're making good progress as we bring it around the sweeper, losing out for a moment. Oh, there's a car facing the wrong way there, and we're almost into the inside wall. What on earth happened there? Well, here it is on replay, and it was the G70 that just lost control in the grass there, and then decided to merge back into traffic. And yeah, that is what kicked off all that chaos. And oh, there's more going on as well, so that wasn't quite the full incident. Cars still going everywhere. Eventually they'll get themselves sorted and pointing in the right direction again. But yeah, you don't see that too much with the regular AI. The Sophie AI do make mistakes on occasion, and that is the result. Meanwhile, out in the race lead, it is the Toyota Sprinter ahead of all the other cars we've seen in this race. The S Shigeno version of the Toyota Sprinter out in the lead at the moment. Back on board, and we've got a pair of Lancers fighting away in front of us. If we can beat these two, I think that'll be a pretty good effort in this race. That'll get us into the top 6, top third of the field. And the next group of cars a bit of a ways up the road, and with only one lap to go after this, I think that might be the best we can achieve. But in tandem we make the move up into 6th and 7th for myself and the Lancer in front as we go for the big move as they went wide. We took full advantage of that, and we basically rushed forward to block them from getting back onto the racing line. And it worked for us, and we move ourselves up into the race lead. We try and set up a good exit here, but the other Lancer straight back down the inside. And again, the aggression of these Sophie AI cars is very cool to see, and you cannot leave the door open. Big lunge down the inside, a little bit off circuit to get that one done, but equally as aggressive we get the move done, and up another position into P6 yet again. So yeah, this fight's going to keep going as we're all out of control there, and that could give the opportunity to the Lancer around the outside, but no way through. And now we just need to try and get a good run here, and leaving the inside open because I know they're going to try and stick the nose in. But out of the hairpin, we're going to, I think, hold on here. We've got the margin, and this last corner is not a full send corner. So as we head in to the sweeper for the final time, we just need to try and hold a big slide there, and think of the contact from the car behind helping the cause at that moment. But as we come around the exit, they've hit the wall on the inside. We'll cross the line to take a P6, and I think we need to see a replay on board to see what's happened behind. So we'll do that now on board with the Lancer. We went wide, they went full send up the inside. They were barely going to get us stopped for the corner, and they made a bit of contact with us, and secondary contact there, which is what speared them off into the barriers. So yeah, that's what caused that one. But anyway, that is I think just about going to do it for this one. A lot of cars were added in this update. I think we've covered them all off now. Between last video and this one, we drove the Nissan 400 or Nismo 400R and the Porsche 911 RS something or other GT3 992 something, whatever it was, in the last one. And of course, in this one we drove the Tesla, the Dodge Demon, the absolute beast of a thing that is, the old Charger, which I'm really liking this car. Who doesn't like an old Charger anyway? Looks so cool. And then of course finishing off a bit later on with the Lexus LFA and the old Mercedes, which I'm not going to repeat the name of. So with all of that said, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It is always very helpful. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. There's still plenty more to do in this particular Gran Turismo update. So yeah, we'll check that out next time. I'll see you then. Goodbye.